Hey folks, in this tutorial we're going to look at the final voice tool available in the new Blackboard 9.1, and that is the voice presentation tool. So once you've logged on to Blackboard, pick a content area or click on the plus sign and create a new content area for this tool. I'm going to choose assignments and then click on the add interactive tool and choose voice presentation. And then we'll just call this voice presentation demo. Okay. So you give it a title, describe whatever the presentation is going to be about. Then under the settings you can adjust the voice quality if you want. I'm going to stick with standard. You can set the maximum length, 15 seconds to 20 minutes. If you want to allow students to comment on the slides, you can do that, and I'm assuming that you would. There wouldn't be, well, there could be some uses where you wouldn't want them to comment, but for most of these presentations you're probably going to be presenting information and then having students comment on it. If you want to make the slides or the comments private so that one student can't look at other students' comments, then you'd select that. You can set your date and time restrictions. I'm going to leave everything pretty much in the default and just go ahead and click submit. Then you're going to see your voice presentation show up under the assignments or under whatever content area you've chosen. Simply click the link to access it. And then the voice presentation tool will open up in a new window here, and you'll get a little welcome screen with a few directions and instructions as to what's available and how this can be used. In order to start a new presentation, you simply click on the new button and then you give it a subject. We'll start out with abstract art. Now, these in the settings were called slides, and the word slide or the term slide in the context of a presentation makes it sound as if this is sort of an online version of a PowerPoint, and they're really not. And you'll see once we set up a few of these why they're not, but it's a little bit misleading, that term slide and presentation. So we're just going to give this title abstract art. You have to give each presentation its own URL, and what that means is that each presentation is going to be a place on the web. It's going to have its own address. And so for instance, in this first subject we're going to be looking at abstract art, and so what I've done is I've chosen 3 different examples of abstract art from the Metropolitan Art Museum website. And so what I would do is simply click on that website link, and this is going to be the URL. So if I highlight it as I have and then right click and copy, go back to the voice presentation and then copy over that, and then click on the red start button to start recording my voice. So right now I'm just talking, and you can see that my voice is being registered here. And this would be the point where you can give an introduction to the particular slide or particular website that you're going to be demonstrating, and then obviously let the students add their own comments to that. Down here you can type text, just like all the other voice tools. Then just click the black stop button to stop it and then post it. Now, when I click on that abstract art link, you'll see the website over here displayed on the right. And so this is, at this point, you could be done if this is all you wanted to do, and then you just simply allow students to make comments about it. Okay? Now I want to present 3 different pieces of art, so I'm going to go and click a new one, and we'll call this one Pollock. So we'll highlight that, copy it, This is an example of Jackson Pollock's work. Upload it, and then one more. If we click on that, you'll see new website come up. We got one more. We'll call this Kooning, and again we'll highlight that, copy, and then paste that over there. And then this is the third example of abstract art. Stop, post. Okay, so here we've got 3 pieces of art. Now, suppose you wanted to make your own document. And in fact, you already had a document. Maybe you had it in a Word document. Maybe you had it in a PowerPoint slide. For instance, down here, I have this PowerPoint, and these are the 3 pieces of art that I just made. And so what I did was I saved that PowerPoint. And one of the ways that you can do it, just actually let me show you this real quick. You can go to File, Save As, and then save this as, let's see, where is it? A JPEG file. And what it will do is I'll just select that, click Save, and then it'll say, do you want to export every slide? And you would choose every slide. I'm going to cancel this because I've already done it. So on my computer, in this, it made a folder called Abstract Art, and here are the 4 slides. Actually, this is just the introductory slide, and these are the 3 slides for the art that we've already made. And then what I can do, again, which I've already done, is I can go to Blackboard and I can upload those 4 JPEGs as a folder. And then here are the 4 slides. So here's slide 1, which is just the introduction. And if I don't really care about that, which I don't, we'll go back. Slide 2 is actually the first piece of art. Now, remember that Blackboard is a website. Basically, it's more than a website, it's a whole web program. But when Blackboard displays your content that you've uploaded to Blackboard, it has to display it as a web page. And so that web page will have its own URL. So this is my first slide, but here's the URL for that slide. So if I highlight that and right-click and copy, I can go back to my course, and actually here's the voice presentation. I can click on New, and this could be, let's just say, Abstract Art Slide 1. And in the URL, I'll paste the URL of that Blackboard display page. And this, again, you can record whatever you want. Stop, post. Now here's, if I click on that slide, this is the slide that it just presented. So you can create your own documents and upload them to Blackboard, and that's how you can get around the idea or the requirement that each page has to have its own URL. It doesn't actually have to be a separate website. Remember, each document that you upload into Blackboard, when you display that document, will have a URL. You just copy that URL into that URL presentation. We'll go back and show you that one more time. So if I go back, okay, so here's the third slide, which is really the second picture. So this is the slide that was uploaded into Blackboard. When I display it in Blackboard, just like in the first slide that we just demonstrated, this web address here is the web address that Blackboard is giving this particular document. All I do is highlight that, copy it, go back into my voice presentation, click New, and we'll just call this Slide 2. Highlight that and then paste this in over it. Again, you probably don't even have to make comments on this, but you could. This is the second slide. Stop, post. Now here's slide 2. And again, you can see that it gets presented there. Now, another option that you could use, Go back to the Blackboard course. So these are the 4 JPEGs that I uploaded. This right here, Abstract Art PDF, what this is, and I'll click on it to display it. What this is I took those images, put them in a Word document, and then saved it as a PDF. So here's all 3 images in one document. Again, when I display this within Blackboard, Blackboard gives it a URL. This is it. So I highlight that, copy it. Again, go back to my voice presentation, click New, and I'll call this Abstract PDF. Highlight that and then paste that URL over it. This is the PDF document of all 3 paintings. Stop, post, and then here it is. So it displays nicely as a PDF. So you can use websites, obviously, but you can also use your own documents. So a way around having to use a website if you want to use your own documents is make a document, upload it to Blackboard, display that document within Blackboard, and then copy the URL of that document. Use that for the URL to paste in here. Okay? So we'll cancel that. All right. So those are how you can display websites. So that's how you can display your own documents. You can also display other sort of interactive sites. So for instance, here's CNN's coverage of Obama's inauguration.
It is my honor to present the Chief Justice of the United States, John G. Roberts, Jr., who will administer the presidential oath of office. Everyone.
Okay, so there you'll have an interactive web page that you can display other embedded videos, and that works out pretty nicely. Now you can also display your PowerPoint presentations in other sites like the Google Docs. So you can upload your PowerPoints to Google Docs, and again, just simply get the web address there, paste that in. Other third-party sites like SlideShark, if you upload your PowerPoints to SlideShark, you can click on the share link that it will give you, and you can copy that into the URL and display that. And then something else that you might consider, and this is for our physical education teachers. This might be something that you might consider doing. And this doesn't have to be a third-party website. You could actually upload your own videos, but you could display proper exercise techniques, a proper way to do certain exercises. Here's a plyo push-up.
Move into a prone position on the floor, supporting your weight on your hands and toes. Your arms should be fully extended with the hands around shoulder width. Keep your body straight throughout the movement. This will be your starting position. Now descend by flexing at the elbow, lowering your chest towards the ground. At the bottom, reverse the motion by pushing yourself up through elbow extensions as quickly as possible. Attempt to push your upper body up until your hands leave the ground. Return to the starting position and repeat the exercise. For added difficulty, add claps to the movement while you're airborne.
Okay, so you get the idea there. So that's another example of a way that you could use a voice presentation. Basically, anything that you're going to be presenting as a teacher, you can do it through this presentation tool. You present it, you give the introduction, you give some basic guidelines, and then you can allow the students either to comment on the particular content that you're presenting, or in the case of something like this plyo push-up or another, say, exercise technique, you could actually use it to demonstrate the technique, so that if students are basically having to work out on their own or at home or something like that, they can have good instruction and do the movement safely. So those are some ideas about different ways that you could use the voice presentation tool, how you set it up, different ways to embed different websites into your voice presentation tool, as well as how you can upload content to Blackboard and then display those specific documents that you've already created and uploaded to Blackboard, and then use those in your presentation. So if you have any questions, let me know and I'll be happy to help you. Okay, so we've seen what the voice presentation looks like from the instructor's point of view. So now I'm logged on as a student, and we're going to see what this looks like from a student's perspective. So I've logged on. I'm going to click on the voice presentation tool, wait for it to load up, and here we go. So what I'm going to see over here is obviously whatever this instructor has made available, and I can click on the different entries here and see different settings, different presentations. Here's the plyo push-up one. And if I simply click on a presentation from a student's perspective, if I want to make a comment on this, what I would do is click on the plus sign for comment, and then the comment window is going to open up. So I click on the play or the record button, and it's now recording my voice, and I can talk about the abstract art and how the Rothko is an example of more static demonstration of abstract art, whereas the Pollock and the Kooning are much more lively and dynamic, and get into a lot of other things, but we'll just leave it at that. Okay, so we'll stop this and publish it, post it, and you can see that you've got this instructor one, and that's the name of the student demo account. Even though it says instructor, it is a student account. Now, if I go back and look at this from the teacher's perspective now, bring this up. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to refresh the screen. And so now, from the teacher's perspective, I can see this little triangle here. So this is a disclose button. If I click on that, I'll see a comment underneath the abstract PDF. If I click that and then go down here to this bottom window and click on the play button, the play or the record button, and it's now recording my voice, and I can talk about the abstract art and how the Rothko is an example of more static demonstration of. And so you get the idea there. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. Basically, you as the instructor make different presentations or websites or documents available, and the students go on and they can comment on those, and then the comments will show up underneath the particular website or the particular document that you've made available, and then you can simply click on them and then listen to the different comments. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you need any help setting this up, run into any problems, or want to brainstorm some ideas of how you might use this in your class, let me know and I'll be happy to help you. All right, thank you.